Shabbat Shalom Mishpacha. Hey, peace and blessings to you. Glad to be here. We're going to have a wonderful time talking about something that's good. Yes, we're going to be talking about the rise of the prophets and the fall. Yes, the fall of the wicked. The rise of the prophets and the fall of the wicked. We'll be right back. Join us. Get ready to call in. We're going to have a good time.
See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms, to root out and to pull down, to destroy and to throw down, to build and to plant.
Yes, here we are. We're right back, yes, right where we need to be on this day. Shabbat Shalom to each and every one of you. We do above and beyond stand before you, not in our own name, not under our own existence, nor purpose, nor desire, but we come to you in the name of Yahweh, in the name of our Elohim, in the name of our salvation. He is all unto us. We worship no other. We serve no other. We neither bow the knee, the physical knee, or the knee of our heart to any other, for we serve the only true Elohim. We say, Ein Elohim Rachocha. We say that there is no other God but you, there is no other power but you, and we serve him with gladness, with joyfulness, and with cheerfulness of heart. We do bless him in the beauty of holiness. And so we come this day, once again, to meet with our brothers and our sisters, our family, and we come to celebrate life. We come to celebrate him as we focus on him and as we relax on this Shabbat. So let's look away to him as always, because you know what we do. We worship, and then, of course, we go in. So let's look away to him. Bless you, bless you. Baruch atah Yahweh. Baruch atah ki ein Elohim rak ocha. Toda rabah Yahweh ki hayom hazeh. Toda ki hakol shenatat lanu Yahweh. We thank you for everything that you have given unto us. We thank you for this day. We thank you for Shabbat. We thank you for every moment that you give us with our family. I pray for each and every one of those that attend this channel, everyone that is here, everyone that will see this, everyone, I pray for them and I lift them up before you. Okay, that they hear the words, Most High, that you have for them even in this day and in this hour. For we speak of the prophet's ministry, we speak of your word coming unto us as your people. We thank you, we honor you for your word, for you have given unto us your word and your scriptures and your truth. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We open up the doors of our heart, we open up our eyes and our ears. We thank you for this moment. Ha'ainayim gam, ha'oznayim ham ptokim lifnei Yahweh. And we receive from you, in your name, Yah. Aman wa aman. Hallelujah, hallelujah. All praises to the Most High. In fact, I I was on the piano the other day and I did just like a little, like a little praise unto him. And it's just a simple song that says, hey, all praises to the Most High. I love you beyond the day that I die. Forever, you're the apple of my eye. All praises to the Most High. And I just kind of play around with that a little bit, and the song is in my mind, it's on my heart, and it just keeps right on going. But that's not what we're going to do today. Nope, we're not going to do that today. We're going to magnify the Most High with a different song. And Psalm number 3. We haven't done this one in a long while. Here we go. We're going in. All right. Of course, we'd love to continue to give him praise, and I need to. Sorry about that. I need to let me silence that. Now, listen, that was my sister that called me, and the reason why my sister called me just now because today is my Earth Day, and yes, I do celebrate my Earth Day. I don't care that Job cursed the day that he was born because he was going through. I celebrate the fact that the Most High kept me alive, and yes, I almost died. Yes, I celebrate the fact that I'm alive, and that I am yet living and I'm yet doing His will. I celebrate each year gladly. I'm not a part of those Hebrew camps who say, no, you better not celebrate your birthday, is evil. Please. You can step to the left, please. I'm going to celebrate what the Most High has done in my life, and I'm going to bless Him and praise Him for each day that I live. So this is the day. Yeah. I was born on Shabbat, y'all. This is the day that the Most High has made, and of course, we do rejoice in it, and we are glad. But hey, that little phone ring, it kind of got me up my flow here. Let me give some shout-outs. I want to give some shout-outs to each and every one of you. I want to say peace and blessings. I know I saw him in here. Yes, I did. My brother from another mother, none other than Bergen Paris. He's up here in the house. He is the chief moderator. And, of course, there's Josh and Penny, who's also helping him to moderate. They do a wonderful job. Josh even called me this morning. I tell you, man, I love my family. I love you guys. I really do. I really do. And I want to give some shout outs because, hey, a couple of the first people in the room was, yep, Yeshua Yaonli Cooper. And hey, I want to give a shout out to you, my brother. Also, my sister is here, Jessie. Jessie is in the house. Yes, Soprano Jessie. Peace and blessings to you, dear. Haven't seen you in a while. You and Sean, I'm glad that you're here. And my brother Adrian is here. Yes, my brother Adrian at Blackmon, he's here. And as well, we have, I've already mentioned Bergen Paris, I've already mentioned Josh and Penny. My sister is up in here, y'all. Do y'all believe that my sister's up in here? Jacqueline E. Bugs is here. She is here, front and center. And she is shouting it this morning. Shabbat Shalom, Mishpacha. She is shouting it this morning. You know when you put letters in all caps, right? That's shouting. And so is my brother Bergen Paris. He's saying, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. My brother George Evans is in the house. Peace and blessings to you, my brother. We do have the book of Job coming up. I did not forget you, my brother. We do have the book of Job coming up. And I want to say that yeah. So, and yeah, by the way, I am, Josh and Penny, I am going to be singing that one soon. In fact, I sing it all the time. I just didn't do it here yet. Peace and blessings to Ben Naphtali in the house. Peace and blessings to you, my brother. Glad that you are here. As well to Israel Young Lion. Peace and blessings to you. And who did I miss, y'all? Did I miss somebody up in here? Let's see. Chris is in the house. Hey, Chris. Glad that you're, and Timothy O'Haver is in the house. High fives for everyone. He is here. Glad that you're here, Tim. Let's see. And Yaonli Tanakh Study. Peace and blessings to you. And thank you for that. Thank you for that. He says happy Earth Day to you. He says happy Earth Day to you. And shalom and many more. Yeah. You know, I plan on at least having, I don't know, what, 50 more. So I am grateful to the Most High for being here. I'm very happy. And yeah, this is the day that I'm celebrating arriving here shortly after, you know, it was in the morning when I was born, right? And yeah, I just want to say that it is a blessing. It is always a blessing to recall what the Most High has done for you. And I agree with you. I agree with you, Christine Croning, who is also in the house. My sister is here. Thank you, Christine Croning, for blessing us with your presence. Thank you. And I agree with you, Shabbat Shalom, Malkia, and my beautiful family. I'm so blessed to be here this day. And yeah, hey, so glad that you are here. And you know what? Let's kind of just by way of segue, let me just kind of mention that, you know, we are here, and you all know that recently I did fracture my tibia, and I'm doing better. Right, and talking about my birthday and how the Most High has blessed me and how things are going. Just want to give you an update on some things that, yes, CK Hellam is up in the house. Hey. You know, I did fracture. In fact, it was a fracture of my tibia. I won't get into the details, but I am doing better. And now it's just really painful for me to bend my leg because it's been straight for about a month and a half, and it's just really, really painful. But nonetheless, hey, I'm getting through it. I'm going to be, Most High willing, I'm going to be back to work on Monday. So, hey, looking forward to getting back into the swing of things. So, hey, what I want to do is I want to mention to you that we have many things coming up, many things that are going to be added. Hey, hey, y'all. Somebody just came in the room, y'all. Somebody just came in. My sister's here. I haven't seen her in a while. A little bit. Has it been a little bit? But I'm so thankful for my sister, none other than Chanaya Israel. Peace and blessings to you, my sister, and your husband. So glad that you're here. And let's dig in, because I want to talk with you today about some scripture as it relates to who we are and to what we should be doing in this hour. Now, what you're going to be finding as you listen to me on this channel is that not only are we going to pray, not only are we going to worship, we're going to sing. Maybe one of these times, as my brother Bergen has suggested, that we just have like music, fun, singing, and just giving praises to the Most High. And hey, we will do that. But basically, I want to simply say that you're going to be finding where I am actually taking where I am actually taking what we find in Scripture and relating them to what we can do today, right? Relating them to what we can do today. And so, with that being the case, I want to just kind of say that, every lesson, that we get, it should be applicable to what, basically it should be relevant, right? We should be able to do it today. It should be applicable for us today. And sometimes that can be challenging, especially when you look at scriptures concerning oxen and sheep and so forth and so on, because many of us are not yet agricultural. Many of us are not yet agricultural. Some of us don't even own land, which I do feel like we should. And as well, I want to say that may the Most High bless us to reach that, but there is still an application in the scriptures for us. Even though we read of chariots and horses and things of that nature, there is definitely a correlation to where we're living right in this modern day, in this modern age. I serve you notice that it is written by the wisest man that there is nothing new under the sun. And I'm just going to rehearse that before we get into our topic for today, as we begin to talk about what is before us and talking about the prophets, the rise of the prophets and the downfall of the wicked. Well, let me just kind of segue even into that as we go to the book of Ecclesiastes. And we begin to rehearse some things by way of foundation. Let's go ahead and go there. We're going in. Here we go. It reads in Ecclesiastes, the first chapter, it reads in verse number 9, the thing that has been, all the things in the past that has been, it is that which shall be. So when they say that history repeats itself, they get that concept from the Tanakh, and here it is in Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. The thing that hath been, that is what is going to be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. There is no new thing under the sun, right? And so with that being the case, we understand that from a standpoint of history, we know that history and reality itself is cyclical. There is nothing that is new. Now, the packaging may be new, the presentation may be new, and with technology, you can do it in a different manner, but it's still the same thing. And with that being the case, let's look at this. Let's look at this in line of what we're talking about with the rising of the prophets. In order to go here, what we're going to do is we're going to actually look at Deuteronomy. And we're going to start at Deuteronomy, the 18th chapter. And I want to just show you something here, and let's segue into this. By the way, the call-in line is open. The call-in line is open, and you are able to call in at the appointed time when we open up for questions. Yes, and you are able to make your comments and questions then as well. So let's dig in. Here we go. Deuteronomy, the 18th chapter, right? And I'm gonna skip all the way down. Let's do this. Let's go in. I'm gonna skip all the way down to verse number 15. All right, now let's focus on verse number 15. It reads, Yah Eloheka, the Lord your God, will raise up unto you a prophet from the midst of you. Now this is a very powerful and potent clause here. It says that this is going to happen from the midst of you, and it's going to be of your brethren, like unto me. Now, stop right there. Take note. When it says, and the Lord your God, notice what it says. Yah Eloheka, this is Moshe talking. This is not the Most High talking. This is Moshe talking. And he says, guess what? Yah, your Elohim, he is going to raise up unto you a prophet from the midst of you, of your brethren. And not only is he going to be from the midst of you, he's also going to be of your brethren. But guess what? He's going to be like me. Now, this clause puts everything. Listen, this clause changes everything. This clause is pivotal, because this clause says that the individual that is coming is going to be like unto Moshe. Unto him you will hearken. Now, this individual that's coming like unto Moshe, we have to understand that when it reads likeness and it says going to be like him, Well, okay, that sounds like it's significant, right? When it says that this individual is going to be like Moshe, okay, that word "like" in the Hebrew. In fact, I could even show you. In fact, why don't I do that? Let me go ahead and show you. I'm going to pull it out and show you right here. The word "like," kemo, right? It means like, as, okay, when, meaning of the same, in the sense of when something happens, it is the same as when it happened, right? It's going to be like it. It's going to be, let's see here, an equivalent for, right? So in other words, this individual is going to be like, he's going to be an equivalent. He's going to be, now keep in mind, this is Moshe talking, right? And he says that he's going to be like me. And notice what it says here. It's going to be an equivalent. So what we're talking about is someone here that is equivalent to a man, someone that is equivalent to a human being, and just like a human being, and of the brethren that are Hebrew, right? So what we're saying here is that this is an individual that is like unto Moshe, and unto him you will hearken, right? Now, let me keep reading because we're going to hit this again, and you're going to see that this was not just Moses talking, but the reason why Moshe spoke this was because Moshe was actually, he had actually heard from the Most High. So here we go. According to all that you desired of Yah, your Elohim, in Horeb, in the day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of Yah Elohim, neither let me see this great fire anymore, that I die not. So what happened was, for those of you that do not know, and there's lots of cultural memory behind this, being at Horeb, it is written in the traditions, okay, the ancient traditions, that when the children of Israel stood at the nether part of the mountain, okay, that when the Most High descended upon the mountain, it was burning with fire, but peals of fire went out from the presence, from the top of the mountain, and found each and every person, and stood in front of each and every person, and the fire waited there, and it spoke the word that the Most High spoke unto them, and it waited there until they said, yes, we will do it, and then it went back up to the top of the mountain, and this continued. And so the people were like afraid. They were like, man, all this thunder, there's darkness, there's trumpets, all of this stuff that's going on. They said, like, look, we can't take it. And this is the way it is when there is a profound spiritual movement, when there is a profound manifestation of the Spirit of the Most High. When he reveals himself, it is called an anthropomorphism, or a theoanthropomorphism. It's where the Most High will show up either as a man, or he will show up and manifest himself in the natural realm, okay? It's called a theomorphism, when he just simply shows up in our world, okay? And some might even say, well, you know, he does a miracle, or he does something strange, something that's beyond us. Well, if you really think about it, when you look at the things that the Most High has done, the majority, why don't I say this again? The majority of things that the Most High does is by means of preserving the natural order. People think that miracles are the ways of the Most High. Yes, he can perform miracles when they are necessary, but the way that the Most High likes to move is through the natural order, right? And of course, this is proven. I could prove that because this is proven when it comes to childbirth. Even those children that are said to be children of promise, if you notice, the Most High said, hey, and I've used this example before, and I'm not going to get silly with it today like I usually do, but hey, Abraham and Sarah, I mean, hey, I don't know. I still think it's funny, right? Here we go. But Abraham and Sarah, he didn't say Sarah lay there and you know, this dove is going to descend and this dove is going to impregnate. No, he never did anything like that. One reason why is because when you take a look at Deuteronomy 22 and 22, you will see that the Most High said, guess what? If anyone comes into someone who is espoused or engaged, right? It biblically, in the scriptures, in the Tanakh, the engaged woman was considered to be a married woman. She was already considered to be that individual's wife. And so in order for you to have some spirit impregnating an already married woman, that is nothing but adultery. And I don't have to speak to you and tell you which religion has a spirit coming in and impregnating a married woman, okay? And then has to explain what's going on to the husband. No, that follows the Greco-Roman motif of mythology and paganism, and it does not follow the Tanakh. In the Tanakh, the Most High, he honors the natural order, period and point blank. And I won't get into the fact that they tried to change Isaiah 7 and 14 in order to, substantiate their madness. But nonetheless, my point is that the Most High uses the natural order. Now, please understand this. There is wisdom in this, because many of us want to see the Most High work. We want to see him move, and we're expecting a miracle. We would rather see a miracle than get ourselves in line and flow with the natural order of things, which is the way that he established it. Please understand, there has been a great indictment brought against the natural order, which is not of the Most High. There's things that we forget that I'm going to remind you of. One of them is this, that this natural order and our physical existence was created by the Most High. Therefore, when you look at the natural order, you shouldn't think, oh, that's just, that's mundane, that's natural, that's earthly stuff. That's no. Please keep in mind, the reason why you have a physical body is because the Most High created physicality itself, and he created your physical body and all the systems that help your body to be sustained. All of that comes from the Most High, including procreation. That comes from the Most High. It's his idea, right? And so you being natural and having to feed yourself, yes, that is also his idea. Everything about you that is physical, it's his idea for you to have two hands and for you to have, faculties and for you to be able to move and walk physically, but yet have a spiritual dynamic and a spiritual connection to the realms of the spirit. That is all his design. So we cannot look at our physical existence and hate it and disdain it. Now, back in the day, I did exactly that, because I didn't realize that in the church I was actually being reared and taught pagan philosophy, which hated the flesh, they hated the body, and you hear that in the Apostle Paul. Oh, the flesh this, the flesh that, and you hear that in the Apostle Paul, and you hear a disdaining. By the way, there's also a disdaining for women, there's a disdaining for the flesh. In fact, they're mad at the woman because the woman brings fleshly bodies into the world. Well, back in the day when I didn't realize that I was really being filled with lots of paganism and lots of Greco-Roman philosophy, okay, I too hated this physical existence, right? And I said and did some things to the Most High that I wish I had never done, right? Cursing your body and, you filthy, you filthy. No, please, you got to be out of your mind. If you lose this body, you are out of here. If you lose this earth suit, you are out of here. So the natural order is to be considered. The natural order is to be revered, if you will, and seen for the holy thing that it is. Let that be revived in your mind. Let that be revived in your thinking. Don't think of this as being just a physical existence. No, our physical existence is an expression of our spiritual reality. Your physical existence is an expression of your spiritual reality. Think about it like this. Your spiritual disposition, your spirituality is painting your physical reality. The reason why your physical reality is the way that it is because it's being mandated so by your spirituality. Well, this is all the natural order, and this is the way that the Most High moves predominantly. Now, there are times when he will do miracles, but let us not seek him for the miracles. Let's seek him for the natural way he wants things to be done so that he doesn't have to work a miracle, right? This is the difference between the B'nai Yisrael, those who are the children of Israel, who saw, do a miracle, show us another. And, that's the difference between them and those who were seeking, like Moshe, seeking to know the ways of the Most High, right? I often said back in the day, and I'll say it again here, for those of you that have never heard this before, If the Most High invited you to dinner and you were wondering when it was going to be, if he said to you, we shall have corn and we shall have this and we shall have that, then you got to ask yourself the question, how long does it take corn to grow? How long? Because at the entrance of his word is like a seed. At the entrance of his word, it brings forth and it does not. That's why it says that in Isaiah, that his word will come to pass, because his word is like a seed that grows, right? And it shall accomplish a thing that he hath sent it to do, and it shall not return unto him void. That being the case, if he said, I'm going to invite you to dinner, ask yourself, how long does it take, ask him what's on the menu. And then ask yourself, well, how long does it take, a cow to have a calf and that calf to grow up? How long does it take the corn to grow? How long does it take the peas to grow? How long does it take? And you get an understanding that the Most High moves by the natural order of things, which takes patience. The wicked have no patience. The wicked are impatient, right? And so because our society is turned upside down, if you notice, we've become an instant society, and patience is just not one of those things that we are abundant in. Everything is right now. You can order something from Amazon and have it the same day. Listen, this has never, ever even been heard of before, but now it's a reality, and there are many other things happening. Impatience is not a sign. It's not a sign of the divine will of the Most High, because in order to operate with the Most High, you need there to be patience. Well, what does that have to do with our lesson? Well, it has a lot to do with the lesson, because as we take a look here, we see that the individual that's coming is going to be like unto Moshe. And when you ask yourself the question, well, okay, when it says that it's like Moshe, it's referencing him as a man, as a human being. And the Most High says, I'm going to raise up a prophet unto you, right? He says, you know what? When this one comes, you better understand that I am raising him up, right? Now notice in verse number 17, Yah said unto Moshe, and this is Moses testifying. And by the way, this is one of the reasons why I really do like the book of Deuteronomy, because there's a lot of first-person narratives in the book of Deuteronomy. It says, and Yah said unto me, right? Now, if an individual is writing this, of course, this is the way that it should read. And Yah said unto me, they have well spoken that which they have spoken. Now, keep in mind, they were at the mount in Horeb. They saw the fire. They were like, this is too much for us, right? We're used to, hey, we're not used to all this kind of stuff. And so they said, you know what, we can't take it. And they said, Moses, why don't you go up, right? And so that's what the Most High is referencing here. And Yah said unto me, they have well spoken that which they have spoken. I will raise them up a prophet, okay, from among their brethren, like unto thee, Moshe. So again, when Moshe says up here that it's going to be like unto me, he wasn't just talking. He had already heard the Most High say, hey, I'm going to raise someone up, and they're going to be like you, okay? They're going to be just like you. And I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto the words which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. But the prophet, let me scroll up here. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other Elohim, even that prophet shall die. My. And if thou shalt say in thine heart, how shall we know? Now listen, here's what I want you to pay attention to. Yes, we're going to talk about this up here just a little bit more, but here's what I want you to understand here. It reads, when a prophet speaks in the name of Yah, if the thing follow not, because notice the question here, and if thou shalt say in thy heart, how shall we know the word of Yah has been spoken? How will we know that it has been spoken? Wait a minute. I have a question. Is this real today? Is this real today? I mean, is this real? Is this a part of our reality today? Is this real? Do we have prophets that are speaking the word of the Most High? Do we have those that are speaking and things are either coming to pass or not coming to pass? Do we have that today? Is this a reality? Okay. Now there are those among us who say, well, we are the prophets because we are speaking the words of the Most High as we read them from, the scriptures. I mean, yeah, technically you can get away with that, but what we're talking about here is an individual having the ability to speak the word of the Most High, but as you can see here, it's a word of the Most High that goes beyond something that is merely written and something that is a portent or something that is coming to pass in the future. Do we have prophets today that are speaking into the future? Do we have prophets today that are speaking and interjecting into the future? Do we have prophets of the Most High that are doing this? Now, this is what the word of the Most High says. It says, you know what? When a prophet speaks in the name of Yah, if the thing follow not. So this says, one, that as the prophets arise, there's going to be things that they say that had better follow. Otherwise, we will know them to not be a true prophet, right? If it doesn't follow nor come to pass, that is the thing which Yah has not spoken. Okay? That is the very thing which he has not spoken. But the prophet had spoken it presumptuously, and guess what? You should not be afraid of him. You will not be afraid of him at all. There's no need for you to be afraid of that individual who calls themselves a prophet, but yet that thing does not come to pass. Okay? Now, yeah, there are some of those in Scripture, right? There are some of those who are claimed to be a prophet, if you will, but it did not come to pass. Now, I know. Let me go. I'm just going to go here because many people say that, this is JC. This right here is talking about JC. I'm sweating down here. Say, hey, this is talking about JC, and you know what? That's who he talking about. Well, first of all, there's a reason why this cannot be JC. As I told you, we're going to talk about this for a little bit. If you look at Deuteronomy 18, and if you look at verse number 18, he says, you know what? I'm raising up a prophet of their brethren. In order for the virgin birth to be true and real, this excludes JC from being of the brethren. He is of something else. If a dove really did come down and impregnate a woman, he is not of the brethren, but he is different and completely different than everyone else. That being the case, well, he's not like unto Moshe. He wouldn't be like unto Moshe, right? And he is not from among their brethren, because Moshe was not born of a virgin. So he is not like unto Moshe. He is not of the brethren, right? And when it comes to the words that he spoke, when you look at some of the things that Yeshua ben Yosef, called Jesus by the Greeks and the pagans, when you look at some of the things that he said, but I say unto you, but I say unto you. But yet he said, again, hey, I'm not speaking of my own authority, but wait a minute. If you're going to change the word of the Most High, if you're going to change it and you're going to add to it, and you're going to say, but I say unto you, then guess what? You are adding to the word, and you're violating Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 2 that says that you shall not add to nor take away. You're violating what it reads in Ecclesiastes. Okay, 3:14 and 15, which reads that what the Most High does, he does and he establishes it forever. Nothing can be taken away from it. Nothing can be put to it. So when you look at the transgression here that is written in Matthew, the 5th chapter, okay, Notice what we see here, and we see that this is a violation. We see that this is a major violation. Hold on, let me go back. Let me go back a little bit. Notice how he even styles the Tanakh, which is supposed to be the Holy Scriptures. He says, you have heard that it was said by them of old time. You know, that old stuff that they used to say. You should not commit adultery. Yeah, you know how them old, you know how they used to say that, the old stuff. Yeah, but I say unto you. So wait a minute. So they said you shall not commit adultery, but now you're saying something else. This is a violation, right? And so we know that this is not true, because this is not the word that the Most High has put in his mouth. These are things that was put in his mouth by another source. But if you take a look here, it reads, you shall not commit adultery. Now, why doesn't he just say that and leave it alone? He's adding to it, and he says, but I say unto you that whosoever even looks on a woman to lust after her, he's committed adultery already with her in his heart. Please. You will never find anywhere in the scriptures where the Most High says, because you've done this in your heart, because you did this in your heart, I'm finding you guilty. It is believed that this is a literary straw man, whereby he sets up such a ridiculously high bar that no one can do the law. That no one can see. You have to understand that in order for an individual to commit adultery, the penalty for that was capital punishment. It was death. So what he just said is, hey, guess what? I'm establishing that, yeah, it's going to be the death penalty for you too, even if you look on a woman and lust after her in your own heart. He's saying that you have committed the sin of adultery. Now, many of us look at that and we say, all he's saying is this, you committed adultery. No, he's saying more than that, because the penalty for adultery was death. He's saying that if you lust after a woman in your own heart, then yes, you deserve to die. Which another way of saying is, you can't do this law. You cannot do the law. And this is what's happening here. He's setting up such a ridiculously high bar that no one can do the law, that no one can do it. And so therefore, you ask, well, how should we be saved? How should we be? And then, of course, here comes the solution for the false problem that they created. So you look here, and he says, but I say unto you, and these, again, are violations against the scriptures. But I digress. I wanted to give you an example of when this individual was actually giving forth. I haven't gotten off track. Yeah, I know that was a sidebar, but I haven't gotten off track. But I wanna show you how, in looking at what this individual said as a prophet, I want you to see how basically it didn't come to pass. What are you talking about? Well, in the midst of him, and I've said this before, I've talked about this, and it's been a while since I mentioned it, but it's true, and it needs to be said once again. He talks about how, it's going to be the end of the world. It's going to come with the glory. In fact, let's look at a couple of these. In fact, let's go here. Okay. Notice what it reads here in Matthew 25 and 31. Now, the context of this is that we're talking about a prophet, and whether or not what that prophet says comes to pass, and whether or not if that is then a true prophet. Notice what it reads here, Matthew 25 and 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. Okay? And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them from the one and the other, as a shepherd divideth the sheep from the goats, and he shall set the sheep on the right hand and the goats on the left hand. Then shall the king say unto them on the right hand, Come ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you, and from the foundation of the world, for I was hungry and I was naked, and so forth and so on. And let me just scroll down here, because now I could even point out to you here that this is salvation by works. Even the very thing that they say that it's not supposed to be, this is salvation by works. Let me point it out to you. I'm sorry, I know I'm adding more stuff in here, but hey, this is salvation by works, and let me show it to you, right? For I was hungry, and you gave me meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me, right? Let me scroll up. Let me scroll up. Let me scroll up. I was in prison, and ye came to visit me. Then shall the righteous answer and say unto him, Lord, when saw we thee hungry, and fed you, thirsty, and gave you drink? When saw we you as a stranger, and took you in, or naked, and clothed you? Or when did we see you sick and in prison, and came to visit you? When was that? I don't know when that was. And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto the least of your brethren, you have done it unto me. This is salvation by works. They're going to make it in because of the works that they have done, and not the belief that they have, that all you have to do is believe, and it's going to be fine. All you have to do is believe. Well, I'm getting to the point to where supposedly these things had happened already, but yet they did not happen, okay? You take a look at it and you say, well, okay, if this is supposed to have taken place already, when did it happen? Because we're still in existence, okay? Let me do this. I'm going to go to another scripture. I want you to see this. Matthew 16, okay? Oh, you can't see. Okay, all right, here you can. You can now. Okay. Matthew 16, let me go, I went too far. Matthew 16, okay. Now, here's the piggyback off the scripture that I just read, because he said, coming in the clouds with all of his angels. Now, I want you to see this. Matthew 16, verse 27. For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, just like the previous passage that I just read, okay. And notice what it reads. And then he shall reward every man according to his works, which is, again, what you're reading, that segue of, you know, I was naked and you clothed me, and so forth and so on. Look at verse number 28. Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here, which shall not taste death, till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. Now, okay, so this is a prophecy of something to come. He says that you're going to see the Son of Man coming in his glory with his angels, and before those individuals died, all of this thing would take place. Again, simply because you and I are having this conversation, this did not come to pass. There was no time in the past where we saw a man coming down from heaven with the angels of the Most High. Neither did we see him sit upon his throne. And by the way, unless they've got these people hidden in a chamber in Area 51 somewhere, you got 2,000-year-old people walking around here. Okay, I mean you've got 2,000. They don't even say that the Anunnaki lived that long. I mean what, they live 300 years, 200 years? I mean, please. Even in that mythology, you don't have people living 2,000 years. But according to this, if Yeshua ben Yosef is supposedly a prophet, and if he is a true prophet, then yes, then we would have needed to have seen, him coming in the clouds with his angels before these groups of individuals, which shall not taste death until they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? There be some standing here which shall not taste death. Are you kidding me? This plainly did not come to pass. Well, that being the case, then if we go back to our scripture right there in Deuteronomy 18, what does it read? It says, hey, I got news for you. I got news for you. When a prophet speaks in the name of Yah, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that thing which Yah has, basically that's what the Most High didn't say. You are lying through your teeth. So wait a minute. So then when we go back and we go to Matthew 16, when he says, there be some standing here which shall not taste death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom, I'm saying point blank, you are lying through your teeth. You are lying through your teeth. This did not happen. We are still here. This did not happen. So whoever that is supposed to be in the Christian New Testament is a lie, a bold-faced lie. It did not come to pass. I don't care how much you want to believe it because you're a Christian. I don't care how much you want to believe it because of your religious beliefs. I don't care how stuck you are on it. I don't care how you got to, quote, tote the line, as they say. It is a lie. It did not happen. Wake up and smell the Maxwell house. It is a lie. And according to the scriptures, this individual is not a prophet of the Most High. But now this begs the question. This begs the question. If there are prophets of the Most High, then they will speak and there will be things to come to pass, right? There will be things that will come to pass. But notice, let's see here. If you say in your heart, verse 21, how are we going to know? How are we going to know if that which Yah has spoken has come to pass? If it don't come to pass, it's not of the Most High, right? But if it does come to pass, and they tell you, hey, let's worship Sylvester and Tweety as our divine Elohim, then it says, hey, they still are not legit. You need to kick them to the curb because they're trying to get you to follow some other being, okay? They're trying to get you to follow some other deities. Now, I was reading earlier, and I want to tell you, there are, let me think of where I was reading, because I was reading in the scriptures, and there are times when everyone may be saying the same thing, okay? I'm trying to think of where it was. I think it may have been in the book of Yirmiyahu, book of Jeremiah. But there were times when everyone was saying the same thing, right? Now, they were saying the same thing, but it was the wrong thing. Everyone was on the wrong page. The false prophets were on the wrong page. They were agreeing with the soothsayers and the enchanters and so forth and so on. And all of them were on the same page, right? But they were all wrong. So you can't go by the majority. That's basically the point I'm trying to make here. You cannot go by the majority in what everyone is saying. You have to go by the word of the Most High. Now, we again ask the question, okay? If we have a prophet and a true prophet of, I'm talking about a true prophet in our day, in our time. I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about existing right now. I'm talking about there being a prophet that will stand up and speak the word of the Most High. And I'm not talking about just reading scripture or just going through a lesson and calling themselves a prophet just because they go through a lesson. I'm talking about someone who is standing up in the name of the Most High, in the name of Yah, and will speak a word concerning what is to happen in the future, and it be the word of the Most High. I tell you, these prophets are coming. I tell you, these prophets are already here. I don't know if we are listening to them, but there are prophets that the Most High has and that the Most High will continue to raise up that will speak forth his word, and things will come to pass, okay? Things will come to pass. Now, there are things that the Most High will tell us concerning our existence and concerning our present state of being, okay? And sometimes we feel what's going to happen, okay? Sometimes we feel what's going to happen. Sometimes we know what is going to happen. But let me, if you have a word from the Lord, it's important that you speak it, and here's why. Okay, let me go to this scripture. And I'm going to show you what happens. I'm going to show you how the Spirit of the Most High moves in relationship to the prophet's ministry and why there must be prophets in this day and this time that will speak forth the word of the Most High. And there's a reason for it, and here it is. Let's go into the scriptures. This is a very familiar passage of scripture, okay? But it's going to be an example of exactly what I'm talking about. Let me begin from Ezekiel 37. And the hand of Yah was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of Yah and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones. Now we know what the story is, right? The valley of bones. And caused me to pass by them round about, and behold, there were many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry, meaning there was absolutely no life in them, no moisture in them, nothing. And he said unto me, now by the way, this is the worst state that a particular bone can be in. When it's dry and there's no life, there's no moisture, the marrow is dried up, there is absolutely nothing there. Okay? And he said unto me, son of man, human being, can these bones live? Can these bones live? It looks awfully bad. It really does look awfully bad. And he said, and I answered, look, hey, you know, because, I can't call it. You tell me. I don't know. I really can't call it. Verse number 4. Hold on, went too far. Verse number 4. Again, he said unto me, prophesy unto these bones, and say unto them, bones. Now, wait a minute. Stop. Okay. We already said these were bones. We said these were bones. We said that they were dry. But notice, he said, prophesy and say unto them. But wait a minute, they don't have ears. They don't have eardrums. They don't have those little bones in the ears that vibrate so that you can translate the sound into, audible words. They don't have that. So wait a minute, what do you mean? Why are you saying to prophesy to these bones? What is that all about? Sounds kind of silly, right? Oh, why prophesy to these bones? It's because as the bones are being prophesied to, they're not supposed to hear. Oh, I need you to hear me. The bones are not supposed to be hearing and listening to what is said. The bones are there to be affected by the divine vibration that's in the word of the Most High that has the ability to restore them. In other words, the bones are there just to be affected by the frequency of energy that's in the word of the Most High that has the ability to revive them. They don't have ears to hear, right? But notice what it reads here. The dry bones can't live, but thus says Yah unto these bones, behold, by the way, prophesy and say unto them, right? Say unto these dry bones that can't hear, thus says Yah, Elohim, even though you're a dry bone, okay? Yah, your Elohim, is still your Elohim. And guess what? Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and you shall live. And I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and you shall live, and ye shall know that I am Yah. Now, wait a minute. I really do want to unpack this. There's a lot to unpack here. Okay? So I prophesied as I was commanded. Not because I even saw it coming to pass. I just obeyed. I prophesied as I was told to, right? And notice what it reads. There was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together. And guess what? Every bone to his bone. You didn't need a surgeon to put them together. You didn't need a doctor. You didn't need to hold a medical conference. You didn't need to put it before a committee. Every bone came to his bone because of the vibrational energy that's in the spoken word of the Most High. So he says, so I prophesied, and there was a noise, and behold, there was a shaking. There was a noise and there was a shaking, right? And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above, and there was no, or on top, and there was no breath in them. Now, please notice here. Now, yes, this is amazing, right? This is amazing what is happening. We're talking about there being inanimate objects that the man that the Most High has put his word in will speak unto them, and then that man himself will put forth the energy and the frequency and the right vibration in the word of the Most High, and that will affect on a quantum level, it will affect the very thing that he's speaking into. And just like we mentioned before about quantum physics and the string theory and the membrane theory, yeah, behind every atom is energy and frequency. And what stronger energy and frequency is there than that which is of the Most High? So when we speak the word of the Most High, when the prophet speaks the word of the Most High, yes, he speaks the vibration and the energy necessary to bring whatever that thing is back to life and to bring it back into its state of vitality, right? Bring it back into its prime. It has the ability to do that because it is the word of the Most High. And so let's continue. Where you notice here, it said that there was a shaking and bone came to his bone, right? In other words, everything knew where it was supposed to be. And listen, imagine this in your mind, if you will. There's a shaking and bones are literally flying all over the place, coming together, right? I mean, that would make an amazing sci-fi movie, right? Bones flying all over the place, and I mean, little pieces of bone are flying from way across the field back over to the other side, and I mean, you would have, I mean, that would make quite a cinematic picture, if you will. But you got bones flying all over the place, right? But that's not the end of the story. And from this we gather, as we take a look at what else it reads, that with the first prophetic word came the shaking and the organization. Please hear me. With the first word, let me say this to your face. With the first word, the first prophetic utterance, the first move of the Most High was to organize the bones and to get the bones in their right place. Okay? The shaking came, and the end of the shaking, okay, was that each bone found where it belonged. Okay? So question. What happened if somebody picked up, I mean, I'm just saying, right? Let's say if a bone was under a rock. The rock would have to be moved, wouldn't it? Let's say if the bone was in a piece of wall. Well, yeah, there'd be a hole in the wall as that piece of bone came out. What if it was buried? Well, yeah, there'd now be a hole in the ground where that bone was. Basically, if those bones were attached to something else, there had to be a shaking, right? A shaking, almost like an introduction of chaos, things becoming chaotic, shaking, unstable, things kind of almost like falling apart as these bones were coming together. Are you getting a picture of our modern day society? We, Israel, we are coming together. Bones are coming together. We're coming together as a family. Listen, we are from all over the United States. We've got Josh and Penny in the Smoky Mountains. We've got Berg and Paris over on the East Coast. We've got others on the West Coast. We've got others close to Canada. We are, listen, right now in the chat room, we've got people from all over the United States. And I'm telling you, it is happening right before our eyes. Bones are coming to bones. People are coming to where they're finding where they belong. And the Most High is knitting us together as a family. Okay? But this has to be spoken, and the prophet has to speak it. And as the prophet speaks it, it then bears fruition, and it gains momentum. Okay? So with that being the case, as we read, bone is coming to bone, right? And notice what happens. Now, this is the first word, the first utterance. Notice here, and when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them on top, but there was no breath in them. There was no breath in them. Now, what is that like? That's like people who would say, oh, all these people all these Israelites trying to get together, but ain't nobody doing nothing. Ain't nobody really doing nothing. Ain't nobody. Listen, the first word was for the organization and the bringing them back together. Keep that in mind. Now, notice what else it reads. That there was no breath in them. Then said he unto me, oh my, look at it. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus says Yah Elohim, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. If that's not powerful, right? So in other words, you're literally going to prophesy life and breath back into the bones. Because apparently they weren't alive. He says, hey, bring breath unto them that they may live. You're going to prophesy life into that dead situation. So let's keep on going. So he says, you know what? I did it. I did it. Just as he commanded me, I did it. And the breath came into them, and they lived, and they stood upon their feet, an exceeding great army. Exceeding great what? Now, wait a minute. Who does it read here where someone had to teach? Now, these are just people that just newly got up. Who taught them how to be an army? Right? Who taught them how to be an army? Who taught them how to do? Now, along here, I would usually bring up a point. I mean, like, don't you wonder sometime how? Okay, think about how the animals hunt, right? I saw a snap turtle do something that I was amazed at. I mean, I've seen things from the Venus flytrap, which is a plant that eats bugs, right? I've seen many things, and I wonder how that animal learned that. For instance, I was in the zoo, and I saw this. I mean, it was just the craziest thing, but I watched this monkey take this banana, and rather than peeling it from the stem like we usually do, I saw him turn it upside down, and with his little fingernail, he went from the other edge, right, that black little nub part, opened up the banana ever so simply, ever so easily, and it was more easy to peel than trying to break off the stem. And I'm like, well, who taught him how to do that? Who taught a lion that in order to, mate with a lioness that has a cub, that she's not going to accept you until that cub is gone? Who taught him that, right? Who teaches and who instructs the animal kingdom how to do what they do? Man, there's many things I could mention. And the one thing that we could point to is how there are instructions in the biocomputer of your DNA. There's coding in the biocomputer of your DNA. And it is apparent that even from this passage of Scripture, from this clause, that there is something going on in the DNA of these individuals that have been just resurrected to their feet, that now somehow they have the mentality and the skill in order to be an army, a trained army. Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say, our bones are dried, and our hope is lost. We are cut off of our parts. Therefore prophesy and say unto them, Thus says Yah, your Elohim, behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. Okay? And ye shall know that I am Yah, when I have opened up your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves. So we understand then that it takes, even to transform a society and a culture, it takes the prophetic energy. Okay? Because what we're talking about here is, now, of course, we see that this was an example, if you will, talking about the Valley of Dry Bones. We're really talking about, not the physical bodies of people in this particular case, even though Israel does look at this as a prophecy because of the later scriptures, because of these scriptures here that reads, Therefore prophesy and say unto them, Thus saith Yah, behold, I will open your graves, and I will cause you to come up out of your graves, and I will bring you into the land. Now, because the land is a geographical area, right? This then is meant to be literal, that the Most High is saying that he's going to cause people to come up out of their graves, which is why the resurrection is a Hebrew concept. Resurrection from the dead is a Hebrew concept. Just because someone has stolen it and co-opted it, don't forsake it, but the resurrection is real. It's just not of a single person. It's of the nation of Israel. And yes, there's going to be individuals that are resurrected mentally and spiritually, okay? And there's going to be individuals that are resurrected physically and mentally and spiritually, okay? So with that being the case, then we see that there has to be a prophet to speak the words of the Most High, because as you do so, there's many things that happens. I'm going to open it up for your questions. I've said a lot. I'm going to open it up for your questions. Let me break, get something to drink, pay attention to these commercials, and I'll be right back, okay? Be right back. Hi, I'm Melchior Uriel, and I'm so delighted to meet you. I'm glad that you stopped by. I'm glad that you're curious, and I'm glad that you clicked on the video. There are increasing numbers of Hebrew Israelites all over the world, from Asia to Africa, from Mexico to Germany. There are Hebrew Israelites that are coming together as a nation and as a family, and you are needed. You are needed to take your place as the educator of your families, your sons, your daughters. So we want you to enroll in Navi Beit University so that you can take your place in the kingdom. Now is the time to prepare to create Hebraically centered scholarly materials to educate others, to teach your family, to teach your sons, your daughters, to teach the young, to teach the old, and to bring them into the knowledge of the Most High. The Most High is gathering us together as He has promised. So enroll in Navi Beit University, connect with the administrator and the registrars, and enroll today for just $35 for a bachelor's per month, or $45 for a master's, or even enroll in the doctorate's program. You can get a degree with a Hebraic focus at Navi Beit University. Hebraic education, undergraduate, graduate, and specialty courses. All right, here we are. We're back at you. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. Now is the time. Yep. Now is the time where you can call in and you can definitely ask your questions, and you can also make your comments. The phone line is open, and so now is the time for you to ask. I would love for you to ask me questions concerning what we've just talked about, right? My brother George Evans, he asked, can you explain more about the resurrection? Is it of the soul? Okay, with that being the case, then let's go back into the scriptures and let's now deal with resurrection, because we are talking about the resurrection, if you will, the resurrection of a nation. So is it physical? Is it psychodynamic? Is it spiritual? Is it like in the days of the 50s, 60s, and 70s where Elijah Muhammad was saying that the resurrection is of the mind? Is it that, or are we talking about something completely different? Well, let's allow the scriptures. Let's allow the scriptures to do the talking for us. And when it says that the Most High is going to do what He's going to do, I want you to see this, because this is all through. I'm sorry. Let me go to the scriptures first, all right? Because we're talking about opening up the graves. We're talking about resurrection. Okay. Again, it is a resurrection is a Hebrew concept. Okay, it is a Hebrew concept. Looking at this, then, I want you to follow me as I go to the scripture here. Notice what it reads in verse number 12. Therefore prophesy and say unto them, thus says Yah, Elohim, behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. Now, in order for this to be spiritual, then you would not have the notation here of a geographical place, okay? Because this is a geographical place, and the object, which is the people, the object is the people, the action is that they are going to have their graves open and they're going to be brought into this land, which is physical. Then, of course, the opening of the graves and the resurrecting of the people has to also be physical or literal, right? And you shall know that I am Yah when I have opened your graves. And this really is pregnant. This really is pregnant with lots of thought, lots of grace, because what it says here, that it implies that there are people that don't even know that the Most High is the Most High and that He's working on their behalf. But He says that they're going to finally find out when basically He opens up their graves. O my people, I'm going to open up your graves. And He says, and I shall put my spirit in you and you shall live, and I shall place you in your own land. Then shall you know that I, Yah, have spoken it and performed it. Okay? With that being the case, this then is a literal. We're talking about, part of this is figurative, but another part of it is very literal. And He's saying that not only am I going to resurrect you mentally and spiritually, but I'm also going to resurrect you physically and bring you into a geographical place. Okay? Now, others have said, well, you know, it sounds to me like they have to be raised mentally and spiritually in order to be brought into that physical place. That would also apply. Okay? All right, peace and blessings, my brother. You're on the air. Shalom, shalom. I cannot hear my brother again. Hold on. Let me make sure that my settings are correct. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, my microphone is on. Everything's good there. Yeah, I should be able to hear you, my brother. I did test the phones before I came on, and they were working. So, all right, I don't know if there's an issue. Okay, let me try this. Can you hear me? All right. I'm going to have to go back to what I know works, and that's the way that I tested it. So, all right, I can't hear my brother, and I don't know why I can't hear my brother. Let me try one thing. Let me do this. I'm going to try one thing, and then give me just a minute here, because I want to fix this. I want to make sure that I get your comments. Give me a second or a minute. Hi, I'm Melky Uriel, and I'm excited to offer you a brand new course at Navi Bait Academy. One of the first courses that we're developing at Navi Bait Academy, and we're welcoming you. It's called the Hebrew Memorization Course, and perhaps you've been reading some Hebrew reference materials and you note that the paragraphs are numbered by the Hebrew alphabet as well as the verses. And you're wondering, well, how do I know which is which? If I want to go to a particular paragraph, how do I do that? You may also be wondering, well, how do I memorize the 10 Commandments? I want to be able to memorize the 10 Commandments and know them frontwards and back and be able to recall them in order and to know which commandment is which. As well as the Hebrew alphabet. I want to know the Hebrew alphabet and their numerical values from 1 to 400. I'm here to tell you that you can do that now. Now there is a course here at Navi Bait Academy where you will memorize the Hebrew alphabet from 1 to 22 and their numerical values from 1 to 400, as well as the 10 commandments. All anyone will be able to have to do is to just either speak the number or the Hebrew alphabet, and you will be able to recall it. It's as simple as thinking of a number like 19, and 19 in the Hebrew alphabet is Qaf, which its numerical value is 100, and its paleographic Hebrew symbol is that of the horizon. Let's say 3, right? Just a random number. 3 in the Hebrew alphabet is Gimel, and its paleographic Hebrew symbol is that of the foot, and also its number is 3. But guess what? Since it's 1 through 10, number 3 would represent the third commandment of the 10 commandments, which is thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. Well, how am I able to do that? I'm able to do that because I've been using this system for some time now, and I'm willing to offer to you through this course at Navi Bait Academy. That's right. You can take your time. If it takes you a week, if it takes you a month, if it takes you 2 years, it's up to you to just study at your own pace. The only thing we ask you to do is just to dig in with us. And I'll even let you in on a secret. You can start the course for free. So thank you very much, and we can't wait to see you on the other side. All right. I think that, I don't know, I've checked every setting that I could possibly check, and I'm going to try that, and I don't know, maybe, we'll see what happens here. We'll see what's going on. Okay? But let me do this. Call in if you want to call in, and we'll try it again. I'm so sorry. Yeah, we'll give him a minute to call back in. So as we continue here, let me check and see if there are any other questions. Repent and save. Hey. Good to see you, my sister. Good to see you. Good to see Mr. Deacle. Okay, all right. Okay, looks like I'm caught up with all the questions. Wait for someone else to call back in. Let's see, who else did I miss coming in here? Okay. Yakahi. Did I say that right? Yakahi. Almost want to see that in Hebrew to see the true pronunciation of that. But peace and blessings to you. Peace and blessings to Christina Croning. Yep. Oh, Timothy O'Haver said, yeah, they did that in the Mummy. I guess where the bones were coming together, right? Yeah, Ezekiel is amazing. In fact, the template for the book of Revelation comes from the book of Ezekiel and parts of the book of Jeremiah. Oh, just looking. All right, okay, I see no other questions or comments. No one else is calling back in. Do me a favor. Can someone do me a favor and just call in? I want to see, I want to test this line and see if this, because I called and I could hear me. And yeah, I could hear me and I could talk to me, you know. So if someone could call in for me, let's just test the line real quick. And if you have another question, please call in. I apologize to my brother Adrian because for whatever reason, I don't I don't know why I'm suddenly not able to. To hear the phone line. I have touched no settings, right? Touched nothing. Alrighty, just waiting for someone to either call in or waiting for another question. Why don't I give you a minute to do that if you're going to do that, and my, I hear. Shalom, shalom, my brother.
Shalom, shalom.
Hey, how are you? Peace and blessings to you, my brother. It's good to hear your voice, like really, for real.
Yes, this is Akibet Naftali.
All right. Good to have you, my brother.
Yeah, I'm watching TV though, man, and it's not coming through though, because I'm trying to listen, your voice coming through the TV, but it's not lining up.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. So you can't hear your voice coming through the television? You can't hear your voice on the line? I'm sorry?
I'm finally hearing myself. It's kind of weird.
Oh, you can hear yourself.
Yeah, I just started hearing myself. It's doing too late,
Okay. Good. Man, you had me scared there for a minute.
Yeah. I was saying Shabbat Shalom to you and the family.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, my brother. Shabbat Shalom to you. I'm glad to connect with you. I'm glad to hear your voice.
Yeah, you know what? I just saw your email this morning, man. I'm like, wow. I haven't checked that email for like 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. So I understand.
I don't apologize.
No problem. I know how it is.
Then, okay?
Yeah. I know how it is, my brother.
Right. But I'm going to talk with you in a week because I got your number. I think that's your direct number, right?
Yes, sir.
But in the email, right?
Yes.
All right, family. All right, we will talk, okay?
All right, peace and blessings to you, my brother. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, peace and blessings, Aki.
All right. Peace and blessings, my brother. Shalom.
Shalom.
All right. Yeah, peace and blessings to my brother. Yeah, we finally connected. All praises to the Most High. So, yeah. Now, I did see something here, and I think that it was mentioned by C.K. Hellam. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find that, because when I spoke of Yeshua ben Yosef, called Jesus by the Greeks and the pagans, saying in Matthew 5, "Behold, I say unto you," he mentioned something about that I wanted to... Okay, he said, was he speaking in the name of Yah or another Elohim? He never says his father's name, so it could be another Elohim, perhaps. I know that wasn't a question for me. But here's the issue with that. Okay, he said, in fact, let me pull it up for you. He said, he said that hold on, let me pull this up here real quick. Matthew, I believe that to be in Matthew 5. And, let's see here. Let me find this real quick. He was saying that he does not speak of his own authority, that he doesn't speak on his own, and that if he testify of himself, then his testimony is not true. And basically, what he was saying was that, that I am speaking for my Father, which is another way of saying in my Father's name. Let me find that. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to have to actually do a search for it, y'all. I don't have it memorized. Let's see. Oh, you know what? That's John. That's the book of John that I was looking for. John 5. Let me go there. I apologize, y'all. John 5. Here we go. Okay, here we go. John 5 and 9. Oh, you can't see the scripture, but now you can. Oh, hold on here. Let me get you these here scritches. There you go. Now you can see it. Then answered Yeshua and said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, the Son of Man can do nothing of himself, but he sees the Father do. For whatsoever things he does, which would also include speaking, right? Because speaking is an activity. So whatsoever thing he does, these also doth the Son likewise. So he's saying that basically the Father told him to say that. So this is like he is speaking in his name, right? This is like he is speaking in his name. And let me do this because there's another verse that I want to pull up. That's not it. Look at this. Believest thou not that I am in the Father and the Father in me? The words that I speak unto you, I speak not of myself, but the Father that dwells in me, he does the works. So here, this is the one that I want to, he is claiming that he said that in Matthew 5 because this is what he says that the Most High was saying, right? Well, with that being the case, we know that that is a lie. How do we know that that's a lie? That the Father is not going to change what he said? We know that because basically of the scriptures, okay? I want to go to, let's see, Psalm 89. And I'm just going to go, rather than typing it in, I'm just going to go up because I know it's right up. 34. Psalms 89 and 34. My covenant will I not break, nor alter the thing that is gone out of my lips. Psalm 89 and 34 says that the Most High will not break his covenant, neither will he alter the things that have gone out of his lips. In order for us to acknowledge this change that comes in Matthew 5, where he says, but I say unto you, okay? Long story short, the Most High did not say that. The Most High did not change that because of Psalm 89 and 34. We know for a fact the two scriptures that I mentioned, Ecclesiastes 3 and 14 and 15, also as well, Psalm 89 and 34, we know for a fact that yes, that he did not change his word. He does not change his word. Notice what it reads in the Tanakh, your word is forever settled in heaven. So we know for a fact that he did not change it, and so that is a lie. With that being the case, let me see if there are any other questions. All right. A real Jamaican here. Oh, that's funny. All right, taking a look then, I believe that I've answered all of the questions. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And so you know what I'm going to do? I am going to basically do a conclusion, and then we're going to enjoy the rest of our Shabbat, and I'm also going to enjoy my Earth Day, and yeah, I think that that's what we'll do. How about that? How about that? So give me a second. I'll come back. I'll do a quick little recap, and then we are out of here. Well, as we see that there are those who claim to be that prophet, there are those who have put many names into the hat of who that prophet would be, but the Most High himself has already told us that yes, that there is going to be a prophet that's going to be an ordinary man, that yes, he's going to raise that individual up, and that individual is going to be just like Moshe, and you must hear him and obey his voice. Now, of course, there's other individuals that would fit that motif. Samuel would also fit that motif. But guess what? Every prophet that has ever been within Israel in a major capacity also fits that. The prophet, the unnamed prophet of 1 Kings 13 chapter also fits that. But this also fits Yehoshua ben Nun, the son of Nun, Joshua. Okay, this fits him, and he was the one that the Most High raised up and put in the place of Moshe, and he did give them the word of the Most High, and of course they did live through his words. Well, when we look at it, to bring this home today, we need that prophetic energy. We need that prophetic ministry, that prophetic energy, whereby an individual actually hears from the Most High, and they're able to interject into this physical reality the vibration and the power of the word of the Most High, so that those things that need to be changed can actually change. But it's not going to happen until the prophet arises and interjects that word of the Most High into that seemingly dead situation, or that seemingly chaotic situation. No matter what it is, if it is not behaving and aligning itself up with the will of the Most High, the prophetic one, let me put it that way, the prophetic one will arise and speak forth the word of the Most High. And so I challenge you to arise. And yes, I mean you and every one of you. You may say, well, look, I don't hold the office of a prophet. But guess what? According to Numbers 11 and 29, where Moshe said, you know what? I would that all of Yah's people were prophets. He knew the heart of the Most High, and he understood that all we would have to allow is the Most High to use us in that capacity, and the Most High will use us in that capacity to whatever magnitude that he desires. Now, it's the magnitude that is the question, not whether or not the Most High will allow you to speak prophetically into your own situation. So the Most High definitely wants us to speak his words in a prophetic sense to bring about change, in our society and in our world. The Most High wants us to speak. And again, let me rehearse for you. The reason why the prophet speaks and the reason why the situation changes is because, as I said before, the frequency and the energy that is in the word of the Most High hits the very existence of whatever that thing that you're prophesying to, and then it is changed on a spiritually quantum level, if you will. On a quantum spiritual level, it is changed, and then of course it begins to change in the natural as time moves on. This is what we're called to do. You are called to stand up and, with the power and presence of the Most High, speak a word that will interject that vibration and that energy of the Most High into that situation so that it lives and it changes. And so we speak the word of the Most High concerning Israel, which is why I spoke forth a prophetic word saying that Israel is no longer cursed, that we are the blessed of the Most High, and that we are if you will, we're approaching that moment where it's time to put the blood on the doorpost, and it's time to put the blood upon the lintels of the door, and it's getting ready. I'm telling you, we're getting close to it, to that time to where we're going to have to take our trek through the wilderness and become a people again. Times are changing, situations are changing, and more than ever we need the prophetic ones to arise and to speak his word. So peace and blessings to each and every one of you. I'm Malkia Uriel. I'm going to enjoy my Earth Day. I'm about to relax. I'm about to chill. And yet I'm going to eat me up on something. And I can't wait to just relax and enjoy myself. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. Thank you, each and every one of you, for the kind sentiments. Thank you very much. And of course, may the Most High bless you. May he keep you. May he smile upon you. May you be blessed coming in, blessed going out, blessed in the city and blessed in the field, for you are Israel and you are not cursed any longer. And as this very society crumbles around us, as America is being brought to a third world nation state, the Most High will deliver us and will cause us to be moved. He will cause us to be brought to a place of safety. We do not know how or when or how he's going to make that happen, but we know beyond the shadow of a doubt the Most High is going to do exactly that. As this world crumbles around us, we thank you that there is a safe haven. There is a place that he's already prepared for us, a way of the wilderness and a seed in the promised land, and we rejoice and we are glad. With that in mind, I want to say I'm giving you, all of you, thank you so much. Thank you so much for wishing me kind, such kind words coming and such kind intentions coming through the chat room. Thank you very much. It is my Earth Day, and I just, I'm so thankful unto the Most High. And thank you so much. Thank you, my sister Jacqueline, and thank you, Ben Naphtali. Thank you, my brother Bergen. Thank you to each and every one of you. Kanaya Israel, peace and blessings to you, my sister. To EJ Love, thank you so much. Thank you so much, dear. So with that being the case, guess what? I'm out of here.